Welcome to Kicking It with Nico and CJ. I'm CJ,
And I'm Nico.
and we're just two dudes talking about random stuff that we like. And good for y'all, that's a lot of stuff. So you're going to hear a lot of random stuff on this podcast, all right? Thanks.
Yeah, and I want to start off kind of this whole series kind of just talking about we really don't care about how many views we get. We don't really care about um, just whatever, like the whole popularity thing, because we're not doing this shit for popularity, whatever. We're just trying to, it's just something that we always wanted to do. It was just something that we always talked about for a minute. And yeah, so if you guys want to take what we say to heart, or you want to really just take our opinions seriously or not, I mean, it's up to you. But at the same time, it's like we're not really tripping off any of that. You guys can leave comments or whatever. You guys can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, whatever, theories or whatever things we end up just discussing, and just take it as is, just random bullshit that we're just talking about that we just happen to record.
And if you guys got any ideas, leave them down there. I mean, I'll talk about anything, just about, So anything you guys want to hear about, let us know. We'll think about it. I'm not saying that we're gonna do it right off the bat, but we'll think about doing it. And if it's a good idea, then I think we'll do it.
Yeah. Well, the first thing I do want to talk about though is Tom fucking Brady, dude. Tom Brady retired again, and I don't really know how I feel about that because I know he was probably not gonna return to Tampa Bay.
Mm-mm.
But it's one of those things where it's like I didn't want Las Vegas to get him because I'm a Las Vegas Raider fan. He's a diehard Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Yes, sir.
He's not a bandwagon, but you know what I'm saying? Cause I've known him for a fat ass minute. I've known him since third, second grade.
First, bro.
First, maybe,
second
yeah.
grade, bro.
So it's like he's been a diehard Eagles fan since then. I've always known him as an Eagles fan. So he's been through the ringer, the rough days when the Eagles were.
The Michael Vick, the Donovan McNabb. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah,
I've been there, bro.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where I didn't want Tom Brady to be a fucking Raider because he just some of y'all dads that are watching this shit is younger than Tom Brady. So I just knew he was only going to be there for a year. He was only going to be there to kind of just bring money. And that's not what, obviously, as a football fan, you don't want your team just to be a money grab. You want your team to be a competitive fucking team, to make the playoffs, to win playoff games, to contend for championships. You don't want just a team to be a fucking circus show. Let's look at, what's the team that we could fucking look at that was just a circus show? Like the Denver Broncos. like the Denver Broncos this year. They were a fucking mess. Russell Wilson was not a ready quarterback. He was not an able quarterback. It kind of proved that he was a fucking really just kind of one of those quarterbacks that just fit in a good system and had a good defense. He did have a good defense this year, but he did not have a good offense. And I don't know. To me, it's just one of those things where I'm kind of glad he retired. He didn't retire on top. He should have retired after the 2020 season, but it is what it is.
So who do you think had a better season, him or Aaron Rodgers?
Rodgers.
You think Aaron Rodgers had a good season?
Even though Brady made the playoffs and Rodgers didn't, it's like Rodgers had nobody.
That's true.
He had nobody. His defense was average at best.
Yeah, okay.
And his receiving core was mediocre at best. There was that one dude, his name was...
Exactly.
I don't even know his name. But he had flashes. He caught a few touchdown passes in a few games in a row. But he just was missing Devontae Adams. And I think personally he's going to go to Las Vegas. He probably has the best shot to go to Las Vegas because...
You think Rodgers to Vegas?
They already said he's supposedly going to be buying a home in Vegas coming up. So, I mean...
Damn, Rodgers to Vegas. And Adams again, I guess?
It's another money grab, but it's at least a better money grab, in my opinion. I think
you think he should retire, though? What about him?
No, because he got drafted in, 05, I think?
He's not that much further off than Brady, man. He's up there, man.
Yeah, but I think Brady's been through more injuries, too. I think he had that 1 year where he had the ACL tear. Rodgers, I don't really know. I know there was 1 year where he separated his shoulder against Minnesota or something. It was a shoulder injury that took him out for the season.
Yeah, but then the next year he threw that 76-yard bomb to, I think it was Devontae Adams in the end zone. Remember that Hail Mary 76-yarder?
I think it was Jordan Nelson.
Jordan Nelson?
Wasn't it Detroit? when that happened? They were playing against Detroit.
It was someone with the dome.
It was Detroit then. It
Yeah,
had to be
'cause
Detroit.
it was someone with the dome because they said that it almost hit the roof.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Detroit. I think that pass was to Jordy Nelson, if
Jordy
I'm not
Nelson.
mistaken.
Well, after that shoulder tear, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was like the year after. It was a comeback year.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, though, you know, Rodgers, even though he's a few years younger than Brady, if we look back at a few years from where Brady was, he's that's just those few years make a big ass difference, especially when you get up into age like that. I mean, I'm not that old, but I'm just saying, like, I've seen, you know, people go from their early 30s to mid 30s. That is a fucking leap. That's a big ass leap. That's going from your teens to your 20s.
Bro, yeah, I was
a
about to say. How do you feel
big
about
ass
that?
leap.
Going from like 19 to your 20s, bro.
I mean, it's definitely been one of those things where I've learned a lot. I've been through a lot of stupid ass shit. But of course, you know, everybody has to go through stupid ass shit to grow up.
Yeah.
I think if you don't go through stupid ass shit when you're really young, you're gonna go through stupid ass shit when you're older, and you're not gonna have time to recover.
Yeah.
So I'm even though I, you know, regret doing certain things, of course there's certain decisions I wish I can take back, but at the same time it's like I'd much rather go through this dumb shit now than be 30 something years old and go through dumb shit and not be able to recover from it.
Yeah,
I can
you
recover
don't know.
from it now.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, about the same thing, bro. Like 19s and 20s, bro. It's a confusing time because everyone's telling you that you're an adult, but you still can't
But you're not.
do adult things,
You're
right?
not
So like,
you're not.
bro, I hate it when people say that. Oh, he's 18, he's an adult. What?
not.
How old is you? He's like half your age if you saying that. Like, oh my god, man.
There are some people my age that are not fucking adults. That's our age. Well, we're the same age. There's some people our age. There's some people older than me that aren't fucking adults. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've had people older than me come to advice about certain things. And it's not even like, you know, obviously we all have different wisdoms. We go through different paths. Some people mature, you know, spiritually or mentally further than just other people do. Because, like, there's some people that are probably younger than me that probably know more about life than I do. But there's people than me that are way older than me that are still, you know, hooked on drugs or hooked on whatever, and they just can't figure life out.
Yeah.
And so to sit here and say that age really does affect the way you think, I mean, yeah, there's certain things about age that do play a factor. Like, obviously, you know, you can't have some 16-year-old buying alcohol, or you can't have, you know, a 60-year-old at a fucking playhouse. But there's different levels to that shit. Where I think if your maturity is defined by your age, then tell me why there's more people who are in jail that are older than people who are in jail that are younger. You know what I mean? Except for the fact that obviously, you know, when you're younger, you do stupid shit, you might get let off with a warning. When you're older, you're supposed to know better. So it's one of those things where it's like, if you're supposed to know better, then there should be no adults in jail. There should be no adults that do stupid shit, but we all know adults that are on Facebook, on social media talking shit like they're 15, 16-year-olds.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's what you go through. Like, maturity for me is all about experience, and like experience and time idle are not the same thing. Like, experience is you're going through the stuff. Like, you're actually dealing with your own stuff. Like, I'm not gonna lie, life's just gonna throw random shit at you. I know that. Not all the shit that life's gonna throw at you is gonna be good. That's gonna be alright. But like, when you have to go through all that hard shit, whenever you get to the good shit, no one really thinks about it, but like, no one really stops and smells the roses, right? And not a lot of people do that because they're scared that the tough times are coming back again. And I get it, but like, don't forget to stop and think about what had happened. Because like, if you don't stop and think about what you just did, then you're not gonna know like exactly what to do. And I think that's where people get it a little wrong. Like, they just keep going and like don't think about, oh, like, I've already done this before, you know, like I don't need to have to learn this. Nah, people people forget what they learn, and then they have to relearn it. And it's like, dude, come on, just learn it once.
Yeah.
Really think about it. Just memorize that. Don't think about anything else for a little bit. Just kind of focus and like really think about like what you just did, because like if you don't do that, you're not gonna learn stuff. You know, you're not gonna learn about how to turn on a grill. Like most people. Most people, get your kids to do it. I mean, teach them about how to turn shit on and off. Because if you're not doing that, I've seen 30-year-olds trying to turn on a grill, bro, and they can't do it, bro. I'm like, how? You just, if it don't work, get a lighter.
Yeah.
Bro, holy
shit. It's really simple. And to kind of transition from that to kind of like maybe talking about more, personal things with what I kind of do. Because I've had I posted on my Instagram and on my Snapchat, ask me questions. And one of the questions was, why did I start reselling? And there's a few reasons behind why I started reselling. One, obviously, was to make money. Two is because I fuck with shoes. But the third reason was because I was looking at all my interests in life. And at the time, the pandemic started. So really finding a job wasn't a good option at the moment. Because obviously nobody really knew how serious COVID-19 was. They didn't know the severity. They didn't know the fucking mortality rate behind COVID-19. So that just wasn't really an option for me. And I took all the things that I was interested in. There was sports, like baseball. There was, music. There was art. And there was shoes, right? And out of those four things, what was the most realistic thing that was going to make me the most money? Shoes. Because sports, my body went through the ringer. And I was going to have to recondition myself. I have to wait another year for COVID, for the whole COVID shit to finally, go over. And things started to go back to normal because they started allowing, college sports and whatever. And I just wasn't really in the mindset to want to just dig myself from not playing for already almost 2 years at that point. To try to, fix whatever problems were going on with my body, and then on top of that have to get stronger, faster, become more smarter at the game itself. That's just not something I was willing to do. Music, there's just no fucking money in music locally. You have to literally, the only two ways you can make money from music locally is if you have a band and you have fucking live performances, or if you charge people to record for them. That's just something I was not fucking finna do. There's just no... And even then, it's like, you gotta be really, really good and really, really well known for shit like that to happen. I know a few people that are really well known and really good at it, and they make a good amount of money off of it, but they got, one, really lucky, two, they spent a lot of money into it, and three, they just know a lot of people. You have to know a lot of people. And then with art, there's just... To me, there's not a lot of money in art, and the art form that I was good at, which was like graffiti... Nobody ain't gonna buy that shit. Ain't nobody gonna buy that shit. So I was like, you know what? Let me get into shoes. Let me know something I'm good at. Let me do some research. Blah 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 blah. I just got more back into shoes because I was a big sneakerhead back in 14, 15, and 16.
Always on that computer, bro.
Yeah, always on StockX and fucking English class. You know what I mean? I was looking at the Chicago ones when they re-released in 2015. Looking at all those just crazy ass shoes that aren't really relevant anymore.
You heard of up-tempos, bro?
The up-tempos were hard.
Yeah, up-tempos were hard, bro.
Up-tempos were really hard.
Yes, bro. They had some colorways that were kind of bunk, but you know what? Some of the colorways were
gas.
They were gas, bro.
Like, you remember that white and black with a little bit of red on it? The pair that I had?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Those were fucking gas, bro. Gas.
Some shoes y'all sleep on because that kind of goes into another question I got too, is what's a good shoe to start off as a young sneakerhead? And he said he was 13 years old. And my whole thing is there's no correct answer to that.
Yeah, I was about to say, bro.
There's no correct answer to that.
I'm going to be honest with you. My biggest regret in the shoe community is not buying deconstructed 2s, Jordan 2s, deconstructed, not buying them when they were only $95 a pair, bro. I found them on GOAT for $95 a fucking pair. And I didn't buy one single pair. And now today, a deconstructed 2 is $300 used.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro.
And it's just some shit like that too, where the markets do get fucked up. And just speaking for somebody who really studies the market and who's on that shit all day, the markets do get fucked up because of just certain trends. You know, I remember back in the day, Jordan 4s. I remember Pure Money 4s, Black Cat. I remember Pure Money 4s being at the outlets, and I didn't even want them.
Yep.
What for the outlet discount? And I could have made a Nike account on my phone and got 30% off, and I still didn't want them. I was just like, I don't really care for them. But now everybody wants 4s, and it doesn't make me want 4s anymore. I've never owned a pair of 4s. I just don't really like them like that. I don't really want them like that. And I think whoever's out there just trying to get into shoes, your best option is to go with what you like, because you're gonna wear them, you're gonna rock them, you're gonna beat them up, you're gonna destroy them, and that's the way you should always look at shoes, is to destroy them. Obviously, I make money off of it. Of course, I value brand new shoes over used shoes. I prefer lightly worn shoes over beat up shoes. But at the same time, it's like, you can't fucking just go with the crowd, because you're not gonna like them. Jordan 4s are, if you've never owned a pair of Jordan 4s are the fucking heaviest fucking Jordan you could ever wear. Those and the 8s, but I like the 8s. I fuck with the 8s. 8s are like my top 10. And I fuck with certain models like the 16s. Ain't none of y'all know what the fucking 16s look at off the top of your head. None of you do. I promise you, none of you do.
That ginger one, bro. That
the ginger
16,
yeah.
Bro. Oh my.
And there's a white pair where you can reverse the flap.
The pink?
With the pink.
Yeah,
dude.
The
pink.
Gas.
It's hard. Yeah. Dude. It's fucking hard.
Yes.
But none of y'all would know that shit because it's not hype. If they come up with the off-white 16 or a Union 16, all them fucking shits are going to come back. People are going to find them in their closet and fucking bust out fucking 06 fucking... midnight navy fucking 16s. Man. You know what I mean? But just go with what you like, go with what you fuck with, because at the end of the day, it's like you're gonna wear them. You know what I mean? Because Jordan 4s, they're decent. In my opinion, they're decent at best, but don't go with the crowd just because everybody fucking has them. Stand out, be different. Get with what you fuck with, because my cousin fucks with the 6s. He loves the 6s. 6s are not hyped. They're not hyped up right now, but they're not breaking either. Just like today, they shock dropped the playoff 13s, right? I don't like 13s at all. But I got them to see if I can make money off of them. Some people like them, some people don't. Some people like them because of the nostalgia. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like them for the reason why you like them. Don't like them because somebody else does. So whatever pairs catch your eye, buy them. But of course, if they don't fit in your price range, there's different alternatives. If you don't like the alternatives, save up, or you may not ever get them. Because there's certain pairs that I like that I will probably never fucking ever touch. But there's pairs that I do like that I am on the hunt for. Like Confetti 8s, Burgundy 5s. Probably not the 05 pair because they're going to re-retro them. The Ginger 16s, the white 16s with the pink flaps, obviously. Those are just fucking way too damn hard. I actually have bids on GOAT right now, so if you're out there and you have them, sell them to me. I'll buy them 10.5, 11, 10.
All right. Talking about GOAT though, have you ever hit on one of those like Black Friday sales or like the Christmas thing? You've hit on one of those?
Yeah, but I hit on a pair of GOAT Bapesas exclusives and they fucking bricked. I lost $100 on them.
Damn, bro.
So I did. Yeah. But I wish I didn't.
Yeah.
But I don't know how many people hit on, because some dude in my Discord, he bid on a pair of the player exclusive Jordan 3 Oregon Ducks and actually got them.
Oh shit.
He actually got them, and so I was like, wow, I wish I bid on them, because I would have bid more than what the fuck he bid, and he got them. And I don't know. To me, if I ever got a chance to get some player exclusives, like there's the Mike Bibby 13s. I would keep them. I wouldn't wear them because I don't like 13s, but I would keep them as a collector if I can get them for the right price. There's the original Oregon 5s, not the fucking 5s that came out, the general release, but the one with the Oregon logo on the back instead of the Jumpman. Shit like that to me is just dope as fuck. The Kentucky 8s. You know what I mean? There's so many dope-ass player-exclusive pairs that I wish I could get, and that's probably... For people like me, that's our only realistic shot, is to hope you win a fucking lottery on some Black Friday fucking goat shit or some.
I'm gonna be honest. For a person who kind of doesn't resell shoes, I beat my shoes, guys. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Any pair of shoes I get, they're going through the ringer. Like, I have these pair of Air Force Ones. They're Flyknit, and
The blue ones?
Yeah, they're like navy blue. They come with the strap. They're high tops, but they're not too high. They ain't the freaking ultra high one that's to your like calf and it has that freaking zipper all the way up. I don't get those. Those to me that's not my style. I'll go with the one that's like shin high, like mid shin, and it has that little. What is it? I think it's a 3-strap. I think it's a 3-strap pair.
The highs?
Yeah, the highs. They're like
yeah.
right here. But then they have like that snow pair that's like up here shit. And I don't like the snow one. I like the like.
No, fuck no. That snow one's fucking booty.
No, I like the one where it's like a military strap in the middle. Like it's like cargo netted almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are hard for me. But like, for a person who doesn't really know, beat your shoes up. Come on. Well, I'm used to getting the $60 shoes, you know?
Yeah.
I'm still wearing Vans to this day, man. I'm still wearing Vans to this day. But I mean, when it goes into business-wise, I don't think there's seeing any prediction on shoes, bro.
Yeah.
I don't see no predictions. Like, it's a lottery. It's a coin flip of, like, is it going to be today? Is it going to be $500? Or is it going to be $50?
Yeah.
Like, bro.
There's just certain pairs where I thought certain shit was just going to resell. And even, like, there's people out there who obviously have resold for longer than me. Like I said, but I've been into shoes since 2014-ish, around there. And there's certain pairs back then that resold for a lot that don't anymore. And there's pairs back then that didn't sell for shit that do now. So it's just one of those things where don't follow the damn crowd, because it's gonna disappoint you when you spend $1,500 fucking dollars on a pair of zebras and they restock them 10 fucking times and now they're $300 brand new. They're like $350 brand new.
Damn.
But I was gonna ask you though, did you want to talk about that? Not that part, but just that part.
The Ville?
Yeah, you want to talk about the Ville?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Ville. Okay.
Bro, the Ville's crazy, man. Like, for the people who aren't from our town, we call it the Ville. All right. Most people. Yeah, Boros, the Ville.
Porterville.
Yeah. So Porterville's a crazy little town. Cause
It's not little no more. It was.
Well,
it's growing.
It's growing.
I'll
give you that.
It's growing at a rapid fucking pace, dude. It's growing.
It's growing, but it's not. It's nothing like Tulare. It's nothing like Visalia.
We're as big as Tulare. We just
No,
don't have.
we're not.
We don't have the good shit they do.
Bro, no, we're
We
not.
don't-
They have
we don't
like
have the-
40,000 more people than us.
No, they don't.
Yes, they
Visalia does. Not Porterville, because Porterville
We're at
has
60.
But plus East, you gotta include East Porterville, because East Porterville
65.
that's another 10. And Porterville's not 60. There's no way Porterville's fucking
It's
60.
64.3 or something. There's a sign right around the corner, bro.
But that sign is out of date like a motherfucker. That sign's been there since like 2009.
Nah,
It's been there for a minute, dude.
No,
That sign has been there
it got
for a
redone in
while.
2020. They do it on decades.
That sign has
It's 10 years old. All right, right now
No.
it's 2.
no.
Yeah.
Porterville. Let's look at Porterville population right now. Porterville population right now, 62. That's fucking.
I'm gonna look up
That's
Tulare's.
bullshit. But look at Tulare's right there. It says 70. But you gotta include East into the Porterville population, because that's not including East Porterville.
Oh shit.
So we have more people than Tulare. It's just Tulare seems a lot better because they got more shit. They got the outlets.
No, you know what?
We don't
It's
have
the highway.
nothing.
It's the highway.
It's the
They got
highway too.
99.
Yeah, we don't. That 99 don't go through us like
No,
that.
we get the 65, and
Yeah.
the only people that go down to 65 are freaking truckers.
Yeah,
Truckers and people like us who got to get to Bakerfield fast and don't want to go down to 5 or to 99 because
or you don't want to go through the
3 hours.
99 to Visalia. You take the 65 to Lindsay, and then you turn like that, and you go straight to Tulare.
Yeah.
But the thing about Porterville and the thing about a lot of these towns and a lot of these cities around here is it's we're not gonna get too deep into it, but it's like there's a lot of gang shit, there's a lot of drug shit, a lot of your basic everyday like fucked up shit that happens in like most big cities, but it's just weird because this city isn't too big. You wouldn't really expect it. You don't really know unless you're here. You don't know if you don't know, type of shit.
But you know the funniest thing to me? Alright, yeah, so I woke up this morning to go to school, right? I'm in college, guys, so relax. But I'm in school, right? I'm waking up for an 8 a.m. class. and there's a crackhead. I'm guessing it's a crackhead. It could be. It's just a tweaker.
Fool's
right?
tweaking of
He
something.
he was tweaking, and he was living under the bridge, bro. You know the bridge over there, that small little one. They tell you to hold your breath on and shit. Remember?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
All right, so he's living under that bridge, right? I see him in the morning for this 8 a.m. class, bro.
Smelly motherfucker.
Okay, so I go to Porterville College, right? So that's across town for me, bro.
Yeah.
And I go to the golf course, and I take this little loop around. I go to almost going to Bartlett Park. You know where Bartlett Park is?
So you take the long way around.
Yeah, I took the long way around, right?
Okay.
As I'm taking the corner to go down to the dirt road where all the trucks, the gravel trucks and everything.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking tweaker, bro.
Still ends up being there.
Dude,
see,
it's the same tweaker.
Yo,
but he's across town.
Yeah. See, I think my favorite fucking story about tweakers here in Porterville, because there's some tweakers that do get kind of famous low key here in Porterville.
Dude.
There's one. He was this Asian dude, and they gave him a nickname. They call him Manny Pacquiao or Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee. You know what I mean? It's fucked up racial stereotypes about this dude, right? But the only reason why they did call him that is because he happened to be Asian. But that's not really the real. That's not the full reason why they called him these names. It's because he would shadow box, he would just fighting the fucking air, right? But the cool thing about this dude, right, was he didn't really fucking go out and hurt people. Mm-mm. He didn't disturb people. He wasn't vandalizing any buildings from what we know. He was just out there just fighting the air. And of course, obviously that's mental health issues, Godspeed that he fucking figures out whatever he's going through. But it's it was entertainment. And for a city that doesn't really have anything, you gravitate towards
what you got,
fucked up shit like
what
that.
You got.
But it's I even remember even hearing people giving him food and water just because they knew who he was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And shit like that. I mean, of course, it's not the best thing to make fun of people, but it's it was funny, it was cool, whatever, and it's glad it's a really good thing that people did try to help him out as much as they can. But it's even things like that. I know one time I heard of a story. There was this lady that was walking down the street over here by remember Eli, where he used to live right there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyways, she was walking down the street in her underwear with a rifle in her hand.
What?
Walking around in her underwear with a rifle.
What?
And there's just so many wild ass stories. Thankfully, she didn't shoot nobody. I don't think it was loaded. But they said supposedly she was carrying around a rifle, on a rainy day. On a rainy day. In her underwear.
Yeah, that's a tweaker. It has to be. Come on, for anybody who's getting mad at me for just calling people tweakers. Look, for me, I feel like all publicity is good publicity.
A lot of people do drugs.
Yeah, a lot of people do drugs, and like I was saying earlier, we gravitate with what we got. Yeah. We don't got much, but what we got is what we got. Yeah. So, for us, entertainment around here, it's really... you got to bring it.
You just got to look at shit. You got to look at shit. You got to make stories. You got to make your own things. It's kind of just the only reason why we can sit here and say that most people who are just weird like that are on drugs most of the time is because our county isn't really well populated, but it's large in mass. And in actual mass, it's a pretty big county. But in terms of population, no. But there was only one county jail up until they built the county jail here in Porterville. But the reason why they built the county jail here in Porterville is because there were so many drug cases coming from Porterville that they didn't want to have to drive all these inmates 30 minutes to go all sit them all down in Visalia. So it was more, I guess, cost effective. It was more efficient to just have a county jail here for all the people that were here, even the small little towns around us like Terabella and Strathmore, Springville, and what's the other one right there? I'm blanking out. No, not Strathmore. What's the one right across from it?
Oh, Plainview?
Plainview, there you go. And just all those little towns, all the people that get in trouble, it's just more advantageous for them to go here. And a lot of the times, the people that would get sent to the county jail here from Porterville, a lot of the times there was drug crimes.
Yeah.
So it's either the drug users, drug sellers, or you know what I mean. It's either one or the other. You know what I mean.
It's a drug bust or
It's a drug user.
It's a drug user.
Yeah, and you know, anybody out there, if you know anybody who is on drugs, you know what I mean, get them the help that they need because that shit can get really nasty. It can get really fucked up. You know,
Yeah.
even if they're older, 40s, 50s, 60s, you know, people can turn their life around. I met people in college. I was 18 years old, fresh out of high school, doing a summer course, and there was a dude in there who was 50 something years old, like an ex gang member, ex drug user, who I had more college courses done than he did, but he was still in there paying attention more than I was, even though I have, God forbid anything bad happens to me, I have my whole life ahead of me. But he had at least more than half of his life behind him, but he still wanted to get an education. He still wanted to change his life. And that's just one of those things where I just tripped out. Like, that's one of those things I'll never forget about that class. It's just that dude was in his 50s and he was barely going to college. That was his first course of college. He was lost. Like, he had no idea what he was doing, but he was doing his best. And, you know,
respect.
It's fucked up what a bad environment can do to you, but a good mindset can fucking erase any of that. A good mindset can take you a long fucking way.
It can save you, bro. It can save you. A good mindset. I feel like that's one thing I want to get into. Like, mindsets for people, they can change. Like, they're not permanent, right? They can be permanent if you make them, but if it's you making them, like, yeah, you can come from a bad place, right? But if you ever get the chance to get out of the place,
do it.
Try it.
At least try it, because you can always go back.
Yeah, because I mean, like, that's worst comes to worst, you go back, right? But, like, try to do something else. I mean, it's hard, it's scary, but like, you're gonna think back on it after you do it and be like, you know what, I'm glad to do it. All right, I'm glad I did it because it got you out of there. It can get you a little bit of a break so you can get your mindset back into, like, you know, getting on track and stuff, because, like, sometimes you just need a break from stuff. I mean,
yeah, most definitely.
Tolerance breaks are a thing, kids. Tolerance breaks are a thing.
Yeah,
you know?
and I think, you know, even if you have a bad environment wherever you're from and you get out, but you have to come back, at least you come back that much more smarter. You come back more with that much more experience, and you just know that at least if you do something and you fail, at least you know that you can give it a good attempt again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you can leave whatever environment you have and come back 5 more times, but if the 6th time you fucking stay away forever and you finally make it, then who cares how many times you failed? Because what matters is you make it. Because, for example, let's look at fucking LeBron James. How many shots did he have at the championship, and how many times has he won? He's won 4 and he's lost 6. Nobody really cares if he lost 6. What they care about is he won 4. He won 4 of them things. You know what I mean? But of course, it's like, if you try once and you succeed, of course that's always going to be better. But let's look at Jordan. Jordan won 6 of them things and lost none of them.
Yep.
Right? Yep. But he lost a lot of playoff series before he won one. Yep. He won his first championship in 1991 year.
He got drafted in 84.
And he was a fucking monster from the start.
Oh, yeah.
He was a fucking monster. And to sit there and say that, oh, his first few years, yeah, he was really, really fucking good, but he still didn't win championships every fucking year. He didn't.
Nope.
Larry Bird. Larry Bird only has, what, like 2 or 3 rings?
I have no idea. I think he has 3.
He has
2. He has 2.
He doesn't have.
Michael always said
he doesn't have
him
6.
And Magic Johnson never went back to back to back, so that's why he got the 3-peat.
Yeah, because and it's like, just comparing those failures, like nobody sits there and goes, you know what, Michael Jordan ain't the fucking GOAT. That motherfucker didn't win the 1987 championship. Nobody brings up who. When you're talking about Jordan, nobody talks about who won the 1987 championship. You talk about who won 1991, 1992, 1993, 1996, 1997, 1998. Those are the championships you bring up when you talk about Jordan, because those are the ones he won. You know what I mean? So, kind of reflect out on your successes and your failures. Is that, you know what? There's people who may bring you down for your failures, but your successes is what's gonna outshine all the failures. Even if you fail 10 times, you succeed once, and your one success is gonna outshine all of that.
Yeah. You know, there's if you're a nerd, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a nerd. I was a band nerd back in high school, and I was a straight up nerd. If you're a nerd, bro, there are nerds out there who have failed and are still going, who are successful. I mean, my favorite nerd to think about is Elon Musk, and I call him a nerd because
he's a nerd.
He's a fucking nerd. He's a fucking nerd.
But he's also a fucking billionaire.
Oh, he's the richest person alive.
He's probably gonna be the first fucking trillionaire.
Dude, he sent rockets.
Him or Bezos.
He sent a car to space, bro.
Yeah, him or Bezos is gonna be the first trillionaire. I guarantee.
Oh, for if they're not already.
Yeah, because I feel like Google. Well, of course, even look at Little Baby. Little Baby, he always talks. He made that song where somebody Googled his net worth, and we're talking about his net worth only being $5 million, and he's like, if you only think I have $5 million, then like you're tripping. Yeah. He got more than that, but of course these people aren't gonna reveal that because they're gonna get taxed up the fucking ass. Dude. So if Google only says you got 5 million, then you go with you only got 5 million. If you got 40 fucking or 50 million, because you're only getting taxed on that 5 million. And I'm not sitting here saying you guys should do tax evasion, but I'm just saying like.
Yeah, don't do crimes, kids. Don't do crimes, all right?
Yeah, if you're not making that much anyway, just be straight up about it anyways. They're not going to penalize you that much to begin with. And even then, you're probably going to get a check back anyways. So, it's just one of those things where, like, people who are fucking nerds got it going on.
We got brains, man. We may not have style, but we got brains, you know? And I feel like if your brain is your biggest thing, you run with it. You think you can do some freaking amazing, try it. Yeah. I mean, most of these guys did all their things off of like bets or just random ideas they got in their heads. Like, yeah, that's all it takes is one idea. But like, you need to try it and actually go and do it. Because I mean, people right off the bat, they're gonna tell you that you can't do it, you can't do it, you're not gonna make it. But it's that getting through that makes something great. Yeah. Like, you gotta go through that hard stuff to get to the good stuff, bro. Like, because without the hard stuff, is there anything really good? Like, everything's just boring. Everything's on time, bro.
And that's why people say, how would I put it without really getting into like religion, kind of? Because that's something I don't want to talk about is religion. Of course, I don't want to upset anybody. And then another thing is I don't really have too much knowledge about religion. Like, we're not going to sit here and talk about things that we don't really know about. Yeah. So religion is one of those things I don't know about. But people do say that bad things, bad times are meant to make the good times even better. Because if you just had pure pleasure, would pleasure really be pleasure? Yeah. If you're always happy, would happiness really be... Would it really feel happy? Would it really feel good? And I think that's just one of those things where you have to look at the bad times as more of a lesson. You need to take something good out of bad. You need to turn fucking water to wine. You need to turn fucking dust into gold. And it's like, if you really think about it, right? Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, whoever you want to compare to, fucking Mark Cuban, whichever rich fucking guy you want to look up to, they were either going to be a billionaire, successful fucking dude that's going to be remembered in history, that people are going to study, people are going to try to model their businesses and model their life off of, or they're going to be some guy who at least gave it a fucking shot, and their family members are going to be like, oh, you know what, good job for fucking trying your best to fucking send a car to space, but you didn't. But you know what, I never tried to send a fucking car to space. Yeah. And that's one of those things where me and CJ talked about. It's like, you know what, even if this podcast isn't successful, even if nobody fucking listens to it, at least we know we try. We can do it. We know we can do it because we're doing it right now. It's going to get published. You're going to hear this and you're going to go, okay, these motherfuckers actually have a podcast, right?
Or these guys fucking suck. It don't matter, bro.
It doesn't really fucking matter. And it's like the things that you expect to happen the least is probably what most likely will fucking happen.
Yeah. I mean, like, for those people who are hearing this and thinking that we only think this is the way of success. That's not the only success that we see. Because, like, I'm not gonna lie, my dad is a successful man. Right? We don't have much. We're not rich. We're good. We're well off. Okay, we have enough for us, right? Mm-hmm. But my dad is a successful man. He had to go through a lot of stuff because his time was hard, I guess. Now is a different type of hard. Don't get it wrong. For all the older people who are listening, I don't think you guys had it harder or easier than us. Right? I think it's just a different type of hard now.
Yeah.
But my dad didn't have much. We don't have much. We have what we need. But he's happy. He's a family man. He's a small town guy. He's happy where he's at, right? And as long as you're happy with it, I think that's what you can count as success. Because no matter what it is, you want a house in Porterville, living here your whole life, or you want shit like that, don't worry about that. Like don't worry.
Yeah, don't really worry about don't worry about the hard shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the hard shit's always gonna be there. There's always gonna be something in the day that you're just gonna be like, fuck, like that shit sucks, or I don't wanna do that, or oh my god, I wish I didn't have to do this. But it's like there's things where I woke up every fucking day for high school and was like, I don't want to fucking go.
You gotta go.
You gotta go. But you gotta go. You gotta do what you gotta do because I know that at least at the end of the day, I got a high school diploma from it.
Yeah.
I got something from it. Even though a high school diploma ain't worth as much as it once was, but you need a high school diploma to get a college degree.
Yeah.
You need a high school diploma to get any fucking job. That's bare fucking minimum.
Or a GED.
You
need something to say that you did it.
High school equivalent education.
Yeah. Like, you can't just be... I mean, I guess you can. If you really want to, all power to you. I don't know how you can't. I'm not one of those people who can do that. I don't really like to sit down too much. I mean, we're sitting down and talking to a podcast, but I still got stuff to do after this, right? But, like, if that's what you like to do, at least go to work, please. Like, I know you're not going to like it, but, like, people who work, they get at least a little bit of money. Like, at least a little bit of money. You don't have to be a full-time worker. Just go work. Like, go put yourself out there, because the more you're out in the world, the more you're going to get used to it. And if you get used to it, that's probably better off for you, because nowadays the world is always changing. I remember whenever I was smaller, no participation trophies, bro.
Nah.
I don't remember participation trophies when I was a kid.
I remember them as I got older, for sure.
Yeah, but by that time, we didn't need participation trophies. We were already in high school.
First, second, and third got the trophies. First, second, and third got the trophies. Everybody else did not get a fucking trophy.
Nah, you know what I remember? I remember first place getting a trophy. The whole team... The coach gets one big trophy.
Big ass trophy. That's the one you wanted.
The kids get the little ones.
First place.
Yeah, the first place little trophies. But then, I remember is second place medals, third place medals. That's it.
I mean, in our reality, I don't think really giving somebody a high five for trying is necessarily the best thing you should do for children, because it's different between children and adults. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's more of the child thing. I think it's more of a competitive way, because like, look, I'm gonna be real. Have you ever heard of a JV player not wanting to play varsity?
No, never heard of that. They always want to play varsity.
Well, I started coaching.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've ever had it.
That's fucking weird.
Yep. First time I've ever had JV players. You want to know why?
Not want to go? Because why? Because it was too hard?
Yeah. Look. This is what participation trophies do. In my mind, this is what they produce. Because back whenever I was a kid looking at high school players,
you want to be on varsity freshman fucking year.
I remember people quitting because they didn't want to be on JV.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I remember. But nowadays, you got people quitting because they don't want to be in varsity. Like, what? This is the first I've ever heard of it. And honestly, the participation trophies are probably the biggest factor in it. Because whenever you give a high five for someone trying, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that boosts the morale.
Yeah.
But The high five,
you
the
don't
high
reward
five
them.
will do. The
You
kid
don't
does not
reward
need a
them.
trophy. Like,
No.
if you give a kid a trophy, that's giving the kid what he wants.
Yeah.
And it's the not getting what you want that drives a person to do something. Like when you don't get your way, you get mad, right?
Of course.
That anger will
drive you.
cause you to do something else, whether
Yeah.
it be fighting, whether it be arguing. Your emotions will drive you to do stuff.
Yeah.
And today, in a world full of emotions, we need to start using some. Yes, people abuse the emotion. I'm not saying we're all perfect, right?
We're not.
But we need to start that little emotional boost as a kid, because if they don't get it and they become older, they're not going to know how to handle it when someone tells them to handle it.
Yeah.
Right? And someone's going to tell you to handle it. I'm sorry to put it right now. I'm sorry to melt the snowflakes. But someone will tell you to handle it, and you're not going to be able to do anything about it. And that's going to upset you to do something else. In today's society, we don't need something else to worry about. We already have enough problems to worry about, in my mind.
We do.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness, bro.
And to kind of hop on that too, it's like, I know it may sound contradicting for what we were saying, but I guess the way that we're trying to say it is kind of, it'll be like if this podcast never picks up, if we do 2 seasons for like 15 episodes apiece, we put out like 30 fucking episodes, and none of these fucking episodes do well at all. It's like, cool, but we know, okay, we can do it, right? Because we just put in the work and we did it. Some people may say, oh wow, that was actually really interesting, that was really good, you guys actually did it. You mean, props to you guys for having the balls, because there's some people out there that don't have the balls to get on a mic and say what they fucking really want to say. But that'd be like if you gave us money and ads and fucking sponsorships for not getting the views, for not doing the things that show success. You know what I mean? If we don't get first, second, or third place, don't give us a reward for it. We're not asking for a reward. If we get a reward for it, cool. Yeah. But if we don't put it, if we can put in the work all you want. If you're not good enough, you're not fucking good enough. That's just the way life is. And so to hand out participation trophies, I feel like, to me, is one of those things of saying, well, you might be good enough to somebody. You might be good enough to somebody, but you ain't good enough for what the fuck the competition you were facing against.
Yeah, I mean, look, peeps, I understand wanting more is not good, right? That's what Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, that's what they were thinking. They wanted more.
Yeah.
Right? I know that could be a problem, but when it comes to sports, I don't want to sit down in a game and just have it be a boring game where kids don't know really how to play and they're all just kind of running around. I don't want to watch that. I want to watch a game. Like, we all know professional sports, right?
Everybody in there's a fucking savage.
Everyone in there, I guarantee you, everyone in there will not agree with the participation trophy.
No.
Because I know that they went through their championship teams that, some teams think they got, but they don't, right? I know all those losses have driven some legends to do some great things. Like, oh my gosh, you need to go through a loss before getting to a big, big win. Because if you get a big, big win right off the rip, you kind of did it, You made it to the top. And now you got to try to keep it at the top. But most people really get to the top and kind of just fall. Like, they're just like, all right, I'm done. I mean, Tom Brady didn't do that, but Tom Brady's... He's crazy, bro.
Yeah, he's crazy. Like the thing about wanting to win, and to just kind of go back to me and his experiences, because we played high school baseball together.
Dude.
And...
we didn't go to the best school.
we did not go to a school that was known for athletics, but we grinded many, many fucking years, many hours to try to build that school into something that it could be looked at as not necessarily a powerhouse, but just something that's going to compete with all these other schools, right? And granted, some of the sports, they are competing, because when we were there, baseball was the only fucking sport that competed with any schools.
Nah, I'm gonna stop you there.
What other sport?
Girls volleyball.
No, not when we were there. No.
Our first year's there? Yes.
Our first year's there?
They won ship.
No, they did not.
Yes, they did.
No.
Yes, they did. They went 16-0, bro.
They went 0-16.
No, they went 16-0. You don't remember that?
No.
Bro, our first year's at Summit. Our first year's there.
I'm pulling up Max Prep.
They got
What year was that?
It's like, we talking 2014.
Oh, that's before we were in high school. Did they really?
They won a ship, bro.
No way.
Yes, dude. Girls volleyball there has been okay. It's been pretty good.
But there was a few years where they were not fucking good.
Well, yeah, because we led. Like we were the last people for sports. I mean, like the people who know us and like what, 14?
Really? That's good? 1 in 15?
Nah, bro, look. That's with Ramon. Hey, bro, that's not the right one.
And maybe there's something.
Bro, I'm telling you, because it's in the yearbook. It's in the yearbook, bro.
Maybe they did. You know, maybe they did. Maybe I was wrong.
It's our only banner up there. It's the only banner at our school, bro.
Well, here's the thing, though. A lot of kids I know are probably older than that school. So that school is relatively new.
Yeah, it's kind of baby.
But after that year, though, they didn't have another good year.
Nah.
They did not.
They had.
Okay. Let's say we were the only sport that was competitive consistently.
Yeah, and to all the softball girls who are listening to this, y'all did not compete, bro. Don't come for us.
And it's not to talk shit about the other sports, but it's just like there's different motivating factors into what makes a sports team well. And the thing was a lot of these people that were doing sports were doing it for fun, which is cool, right? But if you want to win games, you can't do it for just fun. Because we were doing 6 practices. We were doing 6 practices, 6 days a week, and we had 7 practices. We had two a days on Saturdays for months straight. We were sore every fucking day. Our joints were fucked up. We had shin splits. We always had eye something. But our records show, okay, it paid off. Even though we didn't win a championship, it paid off for the fact that we set the way for these other sports at that school to actually be able to do something successful. Because before that, there was teams where they weren't even practicing like more than 4 times a week for like maybe like a couple hours max, right? But once they started seeing that success, the coaches wanted that success too. Some of the players bought in and some of the players didn't. But the teams that bought in, the sports that bought in, whether it be, you know, guys and girls basketball they bought in because it showed.
Yeah, it showed.
They're doing pretty decent. You know, the years before they had some years where they were okay, and they had some years where they did not give a fuck. They did not care whether they won or lost. There was players that did give a fuck.
Yeah.
But overall as a team, and that's not taken away from any of the players. There were some players and athletes at that school that were talented enough to play for different schools, but they just did not have the team. They didn't have the motivation. They didn't have the camaraderie of wanting to be together. And I think to try to, you know, go off of any of that, just going off of skill will never take you anywhere. Because we played against teams that were better than us. They were stronger than us. They were faster than us. But we beat their ass because they didn't want to win.
Not only that, you can't underestimate people. Like, that was my favorite thing about my school, is that no one really expected us to do anything. So whenever we showed up to your place and fucked shit up,
spanked your ass. Yeah. when we went to fucking Crosstown and we shut them out. Yeah. We shut them out 7-0. They were like, "What the fuck?"
Oh yeah, and they came to our house, tried to start shit, and we still spanked them out, bro.
We didn't spank them out, but we came back and won though.
Yeah.
We pulled off a pretty cool little comeback, and we swept them.
We gave them a little slap in the fucking face.
Yeah, and you know what? That shit was in the paper, and that felt good.
that felt
really good. Yeah.
Oh.
But that's just one of those things about having mindsets.
Yeah.
Is if you don't have the right mindset, you're not going to succeed. Because we all had the right... Because at the time when we didn't have the right mindset, we were losing games. Remember that stretch where we lost like 5 games in a row? Man. With that one game in Delano where we fucking blew a big lead? Like, our mindset was not there. Our coaches almost quit, yeah. Our mindset was not fucking there.
No.
So that's just some little experience. That's a little, like, kind of like life lesson or something that we can like give to you guys is that your mindset really does have your mind is a lot more powerful than what you give it credit for.
Mm-hmm.
So I think obviously one of my big things I harp on is, you know what, don't be afraid to be alone, because your mind is more powerful than what anybody else can do for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's some real ass shit, because your mind will take you much more further than what fucking anybody else could hand you. Because if people hand you a keys to a car, you ain't gonna know how to drive the car. They can't drive the car for you. If they hand you the keys, you gotta drive it yourself. You gotta have you gotta have it what's in you to know how to drive the car, and you gotta get that from your mind.
My favorite quote is actually from Mark Cuban. He goes,
Cuba.
I'd rather get paid $50,000 a year working 100 hours a week working for myself than to get paid six figures working for somebody else.
Yeah.
Like that quote to me can be mixed in with a lot of things. Cause when you first hear it, you're like, oh, he's talking money.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, he's talking money, but it's the mindset behind the money. Like 50,000 a year, that's just an average paid person now.
Yeah.
Like 50K a year, that's just like minimum wage almost, right?
That's a little more.
Yeah.
But...
Oh, of course, it's a little more. I'm being a little over exaggerated.
Well, if it's 50K after taxes, yeah. If it's before taxes, maybe not.
You know, but like 50K is not much, and then 100 hours a week, that's a lot. Most full-time workers only get 40 hours a week, right? Some people get overtime, but not much. But 100 hours a week, getting paid only 50K, but working for yourself, that sounds pretty tough. That's not going to be easy. That's not. Then to get paid six figures working for somebody else, but you got to answer that person. Like, that's the thing. When you get paid six figures to work for someone else, you don't have your own sort of thing, right? You got a job, right? Because now someone is paying you money so you do your job. Yeah. And if you don't do your job correctly or how they want you to, they'll just get rid of you, right? But when you're working for yourself, it is you and yourself. That's it.
Yeah. And speaking on behalf from somebody who actually does have their own business, I'm not going to go into too much specifics on how much I make, but I make more than minimum wage, okay? And I don't have too much job experience to begin with, so I probably would not get anything more than minimum wage. So I much rather do what I do. I stay home. I don't like going out. I get to stay home. I get to do my schooling. I have an AA in political science. I'm getting my AA in business administration, right? And I get to do what I love, make more than what I would probably make going for any other job anyways. And I get to build the connections, I build the experience. So one day if I ever need that experience, I go, hey, you know what? I know how to run a business. I know how to do marketing. I know how to inventory. I know how to do accounting. All that kind of stuff I learned from just doing it myself. And it's like, yeah, you know what? Maybe I could have went to a fucking Walmart or a clothing store or whatever and worked my way up a couple years to become a manager and maybe make like $20-something an hour. But it's like, that's obviously a little bit more than what I'm making right now. If I'm being real with you, like, okay, if I'm being fucking real, last month I made $2,800, right? And that's a little bit over $20 an hour if I'm working part-time, and that's a little under $18 an hour if I'm working full-time. And it's like, yeah, like, of course, if I was a manager at a place, I'd be making more, but for what? You know what I mean? I'm going to manage people who don't even want to fucking work there. Like, I'm going to be trying to tell people how, like, we can improve the business, how to bring in more customers, how to make the experience for people better, for them not to want to do it. So it's like, I'd rather just work on my own shit, be my own boss. I say, hey, you know what? This is what I should do with my business. And then I am going to be the worker, and I'm going to do it. So I definitely get where he's coming from with that. I much rather be doing what I'm doing now than work a job that pays a little bit better. Because first of all, I get the freedom. Second of all, I get to take breaks whenever the fuck I want to take breaks. And I get to still go to school at the same time and have enough time to do homework, to, you know, do my lesson plans, watch the lectures, whatever, right?
Make a podcast.
I'm doing a fucking podcast while I own a business or while I go to school. So I'm okay with what I'm doing. I'm okay with somebody out there who I went to school with that may not like me making more money than me. But There are people that don't like me that I'm making more money than you. I have a podcast. Kinda. I mean, it's the first fucking episode, but I have a podcast. And I'm doing what I want. And I'm going to school. So, I guess, if anybody out there is worried about making money and finding a job, I promise you, I think for younger people, especially if you are under the age of fucking 18, if you are under 18 right now and you can start a business, whether it's reselling, selling clothing, drop shipping, starting your own fucking clothing brand, doing whatever, find something that interests you and make money off of it. Oh my fucking God, you will own the goddamn world by the time you're in your mid-20s.
Yeah.
If you stay consistent, because this is the first thing in my life that made me money that I've stayed consistent for, and it's worked out just fucking fine for me. It's worked out just fine. There's people who are better than me, of course. Are there people who are doing worse than me? Of fucking course. But I'm okay with where I'm at. I know I have room to grow. I'm going to continue to grow. I'm doing it organically. I'm not doing it the way other people do it. A lot of people here locally know who I am solely because of the fact that I try to stay as local as possible. I always try to stay local. That's the best way to build yourself up, is connect to the people that you can actually reach out and touch.
Yeah.
Connect with those people before you try to connect with anybody over the internet. Because if I was selling to people in different states, selling to other resellers in different states, yeah, that's going to be cool for the time being. But once they decide, okay, I don't want that, then who do you have? You don't have anybody locally, and you're going to have nobody out there either. So it's better to whatever you're trying to do. 'Cause I know people, right? Shout out to my dude. I'm not going to drop his name on here, but he makes money off of sports betting. And he charges people for him to give him their picks. See, you pay amount whatever day you like, oh, I want to gamble this day. I'm going to pay him whatever. He's going to reveal what his picks are, and you just make the bet based off of that. He makes money like that off something that he likes to do, sports betting. So there's always something that, and whatever you like, there's a way to make money off of it. I fucking promise you, there is a way. There's always a way to make money off everything. There is an unlimited amount of money out there. There's an unlimited amount of people out there. You just need to figure out what you want to do. You need to figure out how to do it. And you need to figure out, can I be consistent enough to where I can make it work?
For any Batman fan, if you're good at something, never do it for free. Yeah. Because even if it's if you're doing it and you're only getting paid $20,
take the $20.
It's $20, man. When you do something for free, it's great. Don't get me wrong, charity's nice and all. But instead of saving up money for someone, why not give the person a burrito? For homeless people, I'm gonna be real. Instead of giving them money, probably throw them a bag of chips and a soda or something. Get them something to eat. Get them something that they can use, because I don't really trust people with anything, right? People they're unpredictable. So why really take the chance? But when you're coming into it, stick to what you need. Stick to what you really need, because that's what you need, right? Yeah, you can want a lot of stuff, but stick to what you really need. Bare minimum stuff, gotta have it. That's fundamental stuff right there. That's 101 life. Just gotta have your essentials. Don't really fan out too much. Just stick to what you need, stick to what you're best, and don't do it for free, man.
Yeah, and we're a little bit over an hour right now. That's kind of where we wanted to be at, because we didn't know how long we could fucking sit here and talk. It actually went really well, no lie. Hopefully the audio's straight. If it's not, that's gonna be fucking sad. That's gonna be sad if this fucking audio's all fucked up. But
no, I think that's about it. That's a good ending.
That's a good way to end.
Yeah.
It's just kind of do whatever your heart tells you to do. Find something you're good at and run with it, because I don't care. I've seen people where it just looks like they had nothing going on with them in high school, middle school, elementary school, where they just weren't going to do nothing. And they turned out to be really fucking successful people.
Oh, yeah.
And there's people who had everything going for them, and they dropped the fucking bag bad. And they're doing nothing with their life. And even if you're one of those people that right now you don't think you're doing enough in life, I promise you, if you're not staying at home, laying down in your bed all day, looking at the fucking ceiling or on your phone all day, And because, well, there's a difference. I'm on my phone a lot. My screen time is always a lot. But that's because I run my business through my phone. I run my business through my social medias. But if you're not making any money off of what you're doing, if you're staying at home, you need to get up off your ass and do it. Because I am at least spending 2 hours a day on school. I'm spending at least 2.5, 3 hours a day on my business. And then whatever time I have left, I'm doing whatever the fuck makes me happy. I'm fucking practicing playing billiards, pool. I'm fucking playing video games. I'm doing whatever. But I'm also not only whenever I have free time, and this is my tip to anybody to kind of utilize your time. But if you have free time, constantly think about ways to utilize your time better. Because while I'm on my free time, I'm thinking about, okay, how's this deal gonna go? How is my next week gonna go? What drops are coming out for shoes? How can I make money off of pre-ordering hats? Because I also do pre-orders for hats. Whether Supreme's on or not, all these other ways I can, maybe I should think about running a raffle. Maybe I should, think about other shit, right? And I guess
it's just, you gotta go do it, man.
You gotta go do it. You gotta, if you have free time, don't think you're wasting time. If you're only wasting time if you're sitting there doing nothing, thinking about nothing. If you're not at least thinking, brainstorming things, then yeah, you're wasting your fucking time. Mm-hmm. But if you're sitting there not doing anything, but you're brainstorming and you have ideas and you start writing shit down, write shit down too. If you have ideas, write them the fuck down. Really write them down. And
look at them too.
Yeah,
don't just write them down and never look at them. You gotta write
visualize
them down. Look at them.
Daydream.
Yes.
Daydream. I promise you, you can manifest things. Manifesting is a real fucking thing. And if you don't think so, sit there and daydream about all the things you think that could happen. One of those things are gonna happen.
Or you're gonna get the chance to, and you gotta take it. Don't wait on don't sleep on the chance. If you get a chance, take it.
Yeah.
Take it. All right, guys. Well, that's about it. If you got any ideas or anything that you guys want to hear us talk about, go ahead and leave it in the comments. We'll be sure to look at them. Probably not going to get through all of them because not every idea is a good idea.
Yeah.
Don't forget about that. Don't think every idea is a good idea, but be reasonable with your ideas, guys.
We'll see all your guys' ideas. Trust me.
Yeah.
We're not famous. We're not that famous.
we ain't got that much to do.
Yeah, we're going to see it, but just think about something that's actually going to be insightful, and it just don't be dumb about it. Yeah. That's the thing, though. You know whether it's dumb or not. If you're sitting there giggling, typing an idea, don't even post it because we're not going to respond to it. We don't really care about it. We're not going to delete it. We're going to leave it there.
Yeah, we're going to leave all comments there. So if you guys got something to say, I mean,
say
it. But like, we're not gonna really pay too much attention to them. We're gonna look at ideas, and if it's a solid idea, we'll use your idea. But until next time, that's been Kicking It with Nico and CJ.
Yeah, CJ and Nico. I always like to put my homie first.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to the Ville.
Yes, sir.